Hi everyone, I'm in another area of Sesnon house in our prep area, and I'm gonna show you some equipment that's in here that we use frequently again in professional kitchens. Some of them are smaller pieces of equipment and some of them are not, they're larger. So we've got a few things in here that are good to be familiar with. So I've got right here is too much light that way. This is called a chamber vacuum sealer, and what it does, let me see if I can turn it on. What it does is it removes the air from a bag that has something in it, so that we end up with a tightly sealed plastic bag around something when we want to store or potentially cook something that way. And I've got actually a couple things cooking here, so let me show you those. So here in this we have some garlic that's in vacuum bags, and this machine is called a it's a sous vide machine, where it's controlling the temperature of the water pretty precisely, so we can cook things usually slower in one of those types of units. And so that garlic, we're making black garlic out of it. That's why it's in there. It actually takes 2 weeks almost to make that. And we've got another one here, and this one has some corned beef in it that we're using to cook to make Reubens. And so you can see again, it's got its computer front there that's telling you what temperature and so forth it's at. And then right next to it, I've got a slicer, so a deli slicer here, where we'd slice that corned beef. We're using it to make Reubens. And I've got a couple of other pieces of equipment over here. Let me come around here, sorry, I'm gonna make you dizzy. This is called a Roboku, and this is a food processor. So at home you might have something like a Cuisinart or something like that, same idea. It has different attachments that will fit on top of it that will have different functions. So this one has what's called an S-blade, you can see why, and it just spins around and it can make emulsions, puree things, whereas this one this is a shredder attachment, so this also will fit on this machine, and we can use it to shred cheese, shred vegetables. Just makes, you know, a lot of prep work a lot faster than if we were trying to do that type of thing by hand. And then there's also a juicer attachment for it, and this is just a blender. It's called Vitamix is the brand. And it's just a powerful blender that we can use to make emulsions, to puree soups, and to do other things where we need kind of a little bit more power and we want to make something very, very smooth. Another piece of equipment that's in here, this is called a speed rack, and we can put sheet pans on there. So they're very common in bakeries or near the ovens where we're taking stuff out and we want it to cool off. We'll put stuff on the speed rack. And then we've got a actually a 4-door refrigerator over here. So there's nothing in it, and then here we've got a single door refrigerator that we use to store our meats in. So you can see there's some shrimp and corned beef and some ground beef and so forth in there. And then we've also got a induction burner here. So this is an induction burner, and if we put a induction pan on top of here, it will heat the pan much like the range that we saw with the heavy equipment, and that has gas, but this is electric, so we can use it in places where we don't have gas, like in this room. So those are some more pieces of equipment that are common in professional kitchens, and we'll be looking at some more.